Hey everybody, this is Scotty with Sketchy's Garage, and today we're gonna narrow up a 12 bolt. We're gonna go take a look at it real quick. We're wanting to take 2.5 inches out of each side and then stick it in old Mean Green so we can get a little bit bigger tire under the back of it. I went ahead and laid out what I want to cut. Marked me some lines. We're gonna go ahead and cut that off. And then we're going to put a regular set of coilover shocks and springs on the back of it. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off right here too. So we'll go ahead and clean that up real quick. And then our plan is probably going to cut it about right here. It's about right in here. And hopefully we can get our 2.5 inches out without affecting our lower control arm bracket. This rim was in that car. It had a 410 and a mini spool. We're not going to use that again. We're going to go 35 spline with a posi. But that doesn't mean this is junk. You know, be a nice guy. Help the kid out down the street or the guy out down the street. Just because you're moving up doesn't mean this is junk. This could be something good for someone else. So keep that in mind. Not everybody has $400 or $500 to drop on new stuff. You could really make the day. And something else is whenever you pull this stuff apart, always take your shims and your bearings and stuff and put them on the side that they went on and zip tie it together to keep them all together. And same with your bearings and your bearing races. Go ahead and knock them out of the rear end and just put them back together the way they were, because you can't put a new bearing on these races anyways, so they're no good to you. And then if you was to use that and put it in something else, it'd burn the bearings up. So just a little tip. We're going to take and use a plasma cutter to cut this. I personally prefer a torch, but I'm out of oxygen, so I'm going to cut it up with the plasma cutter. I'm going to get with it. Whenever using your plasma cutter, always make sure you grind where you put your ground, and that'll make the tips last a lot longer. Show you a quick little tip. Whenever cutting something like this, you don't really have to cut it all the way through. If you just cut just basically score a line in it, and you make sure you get the sides, you can just fold it over and it'll break off every time. That'll keep you from getting into your rear end housing and gouging it. So just remember, just even take a cutoff wheel, you can just scribe a line across it and it'll break right off, no problems. Alright, let's go take a look. Got it cut off got some grinding to do, but I'd rather leave a little bit of extra on there and grind it off than to gouge the axle tubes. We left this tab kind of fat. We're gonna brace it right there, and then probably gusset it somewhere in there, but we'll do that a little bit later down the road. But as you can see, should look pretty good. Go ahead and grind it up. Alright everybody, we got her ground down. Let's go take a look at her. She's cleaned up pretty good for us. As you can see, no gouge marks that we're going to have to weld up or nothing. We're looking pretty good. We're at about 25 minutes on getting that done. I think it turned out pretty good. We're going to take a quick measurement and see if we can get out the 2.5 inches between the lower control arm bracket and the axle tube. Hopefully we can. Yep, we should be able to do that pretty easy. So what we'll go ahead and do now is make us a cut line right here and cut each one of the axle tubes off. Sorry guys, I had some problems with the camera. As you can see, I took a piece of tape and just wrapped it around the axle tube. That works pretty good for making a straight line. And then I took the porta band, just ran around it, cut both sides off. We got a bleeder. Now what we'll do is we'll measure from here in 2.5 inches, make another mark, and then cut that out. We got the second one marked up. We're going to cut to this side of the line. That'll be our 2.5 inches. We did that on both sides. These cuts, you don't have to worry about them being dead perfect straight, because what you're going to do is after you get it cut off, you're going to take these and you're going to taper them, put them like on a 45, And then you got an alignment bar that goes in there. And you can take and true it all up. And then weld her up and make her look pretty. Alright, let's go ahead and cut that off.